Hey everyone, HeatherAsh Amara here, Warrior Goddess Wisdom Series. I'm here with Robyn Benson. Hi Robyn, thanks so much for joining
Hi there,
us.
Heather. It's
Hi,
great to be here.
so glad you could fit us in your busy schedule.
Oh,
Uh,
it's fun. I'm really happy to share today.
Beautiful. So Robyn is a doctor of Oriental medicine for the past 20 years, and she's the founder of Santa Fe Soul Health and Healing Center. There we go. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Robyn.
Okay, my goodness. Well, been in practice, as you mentioned, right? Actually 22 years as a doctor of oriental medicine. And let me tell you, it's been quite an amazing journey. I've been in Santa Fe pretty much that whole time, but I've also traveled to about 60, 70 countries in these last 20 years. So not only have I learned from my great teachers here locally, but I've been around the world to learn with the indigenous people of the earth. There's nothing better for me than going to sacred places and really communing with the people in the native lands. And it dramatically impacted my professional life, but certainly my personal life. So I'm always able to bring the best of what's new, what's been revealed to me, to my patients, to my family, to my colleagues and friends.
Great. And I love that you are both local and global. So you have your community and your center in Santa Fe, but you
Right.
also have created ways for people to access the information that you have and the healing and all your learning online.
Exactly. So we say our center is locally focused, globally expressed. So we actually built our 4,000 square foot center in Santa Fe. It's almost been 9 full years.
Wow.
Sacredly, I would say sacred. It's a sacred space for sure, but consciously created. Every single wall, the floors, was based on feng shui. We hit even the paints. We had someone follow a whole cycle of the moon and to put the right minerals into it, the coloring of the walls, the intentions that we wrote on the floor. Um, this by chance, the sacred geometry of our event room, because we invite speakers from around the country and globally who come to do anything from workshops to prayers to dikshas, pujas, but somehow that room is like, we had Dr. Moshan here, who's a sacred geometry specialist. He's like, I can't believe this is like almost true north, like, and that you didn't create it that way. So anyway, in 90 years, you can imagine what's happened within these walls, and we have 10 treatment rooms, a beautiful living room. When you walk in, you see this gorgeous prayer wall that represents all healing, all spiritual traditions. So it's been when I think about the work of the goddess and the warrior goddess, or whatever words we want to bring to it, it's really been this life journey that I've been on that allowed me to be the vessel to allow the center to happen and to still midwife it in many ways. And it's always a co-creation for sure.
Yeah, so beautiful. And so, what's your definition of warrior? What does that word mean to you, and how have you expressed that in your life?
For me, it's really about embodiment, like and being connected to the to Earth's frequencies. Like when I feel like I'm in my warrior or warrioress place, I'm not there without that connection to Earth and connection to heaven. When I feel like my chakra system is aligned, um, it's being aware, it's being conscious. That to me is in really being guided by my heart foremost. Yeah,
Nice.
that's my very short definition.
Perfect. And how do you see women needing role models of other women or of goddess figures?
Well,
What's
especially now, more than ever, I do believe this is a time of the feminine. I think we're seeing that in so many different ways, from the political world to the healers of the world that are awakening. Um, I have to tell you, just in my own personal journey, what really was life changing for me as a practitioner, as a mother of two children, and still to be, I say the vessel, but also to keep getting the downloads of how I'm here to be a woman, empowered woman in the world, was through, we were 13 women who are part of the series, but I did the 13 Goddess Archetype work with Ariel Spilsbury.
nice?
Went to Glastonbury, England, and to me that was the most transformative work ever. So for me to be connected to a woman like Ariel, to do this deep work, to help let go of shadow, and to live more fully embodied in the truth of who I am. So it is a time for me to be that for my a model to for my daughter, for all my women clientele, and I'm so much respect women that are doing the work of so to speak of the goddess, or someone like Marianne Williamson who's running for Congress. I just feel so thrilled. All the women coaches out there that really are specifically working with women to help them to come into their more of their truth, to be more embodied, to do their soul's calling, and to do the layer work, peeling the layers of what's no longer serving us, so we can live from our heart. I mentioned how important that is, but also our throat chakra. I feel like I spend a lot of time in my practice working on women with thyroid issues and nodules and adrenal dysfunction, and part of my piece is helping them get rid of the toxicity that's blocking, and not just the physical, but the emotional toxicity too. Mm-hmm. So I'm grateful for all the women out there that are really speaking their truth. I'm hoping to go to the women's conference in LA in May.
Nice.
I think that's my schedule, but I think it's fantastic that women we're peers, and we really need to support each other, and it's not about competition and envy and all those lower frequencies that are not serving the collective, especially at this time.
Yeah. Beautiful. And question about how do you get the words for it? What gift would you want to give women for healing? What would you want to share for women around healing, around how to come in balance with their emotional body, their mental, their physical? So I'm going to disappear for a second, and I'll be right back. So answer the question, and I'll be right back.
While you disappear. Okay.
Woohoo!
So my message for all of you women that are listening to this right now is to know that you are, powerful beyond measure, and that you are a healer, that you have just as much as I do. I happen to practice this on a day-to-day basis, but we all have this incredible energy, this powerful energy, this light energy that we can use at any given time to help move energy in our own body, to help remove pain, to help remove emotional suffering, but also to share with our loved ones. So that's a big one. We are all healers. We all have this incredible energy to tap into at any given time. And the other thing is, I really love to help women awaken their kundalini, that we have this Shakti. Every one of us has Shakti, has this powerful energy that moves through us. And a lot of times it's hidden. It's just locked in lots of different events that have happened into our lives, or negative messaging that we're giving to our bodies, but to open up that powerful flow of energy on a day-to-day basis. Mm-hmm. And one of the best ways I feel to do that is to be outdoors and to go barefoot when possible. Of course, I live in the desert, and there's lots of little thorny things, and it's not the most comfortable place to go barefoot, but nevertheless, being out in the outdoor element, being in the sun, connecting to the earth as much as possible, and just working with the breath to kind of ignite that energy that's there. That's our primal birthright. And that's one of the best energies that we can work with in everyday life to help us deal with the complexity of our lives, to deal with the stress, the overwhelm, all of that, and get to a place where you're living embodied, you're living in the present moment, even in your busy life, that you're really aware and awake as you're moving through this life, this human life that brings lots of surprises. But how do we sustain that too? How do we sustain that wholeness? And I interviewed Greg Braden. He's our first speaker of our self-care revolution this season, and he talks about expanded resiliency. That when we go through tough times, how do we go through those challenges and even become an even better person? How do we continue this journey and to be able to navigate and not let things crush us and really suppress us? So that's another message I want to give to all of you that are listening, to think about how you can be resilient, but even in a more expansive way.
And it's so true, Robyn, that the place we talk about women embodying, women coming back into their bodies. We have so much wisdom in our body. And what I see so often is that as women, men as well, but especially as women, we tend to get up in our heads. There's fear, there's shame, there's embarrassment around our bodies from past trauma or experiences or just the culture. And so just going into nature, like you were saying, and letting ourselves just let go of the thoughts, the thinking, the figuring it out. And what starts to happen is the body starts waking back up again.
Mm-hmm.
And that wisdom that we all have starts coming back.
Right. And also what I totally hear what you're saying, Heather, too. And how can we get to that place sooner than later? Like a lot of times people are like, how do I know I don't want to even have a break for like another week, or I can't wait for my vacation. Like having those vacation times within every day where it could be 3 minutes, it could be 5 minutes of reconnecting, not forgetting who you are. Like I often wear a mala bead around my wrist. I have this pay it forward bracelet. There are things that I have in my life, or this, like I mentioned to you, this was a vision that I had when I was in Kenya that was so powerful, really about kind of the Black Madonna energy that we all represent, to really live our fullness, the fullness of who we are. But all these things that that help me to really reconnect to who I am and not to get blown out, which can happen, especially when I see, 20, 30 patients a day in a center of practitioners, Mercury retrograde, whatever. How do I stay true to my essence self and not let the ego take over?
Yeah. So one last question, which is, how do you stay grounded? So you have a tremendously full life. You're in full creation goddess mode.
Yes.
How are some of the ways that you keep yourself grounded while the world moves around you?
Yeah. Well, I really do. With my prayer beads, I feel like I have something on me every day to really remember to be connected to myself. So prayer is really important. I have a ritual that I have every morning. I call it my START program, which is every day to stretch and connect. Like, how sometimes you wake up and your beta brain is going full force. Once that happens, I just stretch. Like when animals, when they wake up, they always stretch. They don't just pop up usually, right? Yeah. So stretch and connect. Like I might touch the floor. I might go outside within the first 5 minutes of awakening. Again, just to remember who I am and to not let my body and my life run me. Remember that connection of who I am. And that self-talk. Like what are the words I'm saying to myself? And so my START program, and I can share that at another time. Another thing that I do, exercise is really key for me because I run a lot of energy. I have a big life, but that is one of the most grounding things I do. I'm a kind of retired marathon runner, but I'm now into kettlebell. So doing high intensity interval training has been amazing. So keep my metabolism very active. And it really, grounds me in my busy days. I get up and I'm usually there at 6 o'clock in the morning, 3 days a week. Soulful connection to me is part of my self-care too, with my patients, with my staff, with my friends. I mean, just a lot, that kind of a heart connection, a few minutes, that's part of my self-care. Hydration, really huge. And I really work with my thoughts all the time. Like I have so much awareness when I'm going into fear, when I'm going into overwhelm, which can happen. Like when I just get a couple big invitations in the last few days, I'm like, oh my God, how can I fit this in my life? How can I not allow these great invitations to come through and to be able to manifest them, that I can do this rather than going to my overwhelm piece in my mind. Those are my really big ways. And I am a big advocate of self-care. My global community now with our online program, www.jointheselfcarerevolution.com. It's just cool when I just close my eyes and just think about the connection of all the people that have said yes to their self-care. So when other people are vibrating at a higher level too, I feel it. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. And you've created your life in such a way that you're getting juiced and energized, and the feedback and the inspiration that keeps you going. Yeah. That's the best.
It's juicy.
It is. Excellent. And for those of you that are still working to find where's my juiciness, just the simple, spend more time outside, water, self-care, that will start to open up the channels of the connections of where the next step is.
Right.
Towards
and
living
I'd
your
love
dream.
to talk about like high voltage foods, like Mother Nature, we always, to solve any of our problems, I always say we look to nature.
Mm.
But even with foods that are grown from nature and locally carry a high energetic, and it turns on our cells. And I love to let every single person out there know, if you're listening to this right now, your cells are alive. They're light beings. And to think about when the light switch is dim in your cells, you're not feeling high energy. So what can we do to bring up that voltage, to bring out that burst of energy that you want to be feeling on a day-to-day basis? What can turn up the volume there? And healthy, vibrant foods from the earth, water from the earth, from natural springs are really good. And just the positive thoughts, no negative thought. It's amazing how much that can change your cellular life. Yeah. So, yeah.
Tremendously.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Oh, thank you so much, Robyn. Such a delight to get to have a taste of you, and I'm sure many more people will connect further, and I look forward to...
I love the work that you're doing, and just everybody's listening. We first met at Santa Fe when you had finished your first book.
Yep, long time ago.
Just so touched by your passion with the work that you're doing, and I love your book, and I know you're on to all kinds of new cool adventures and really helping women to awaken more, and woohoo! And we're part of a book together. That was fun.
Yes, yeah, we're both in No Mistakes.
Yes.
Yeah, so, and I look forward to some other projects at some point. I have this feeling like it'll come back around. So
we have a live event in June. If you can come to that, that'd be awesome.
Ooh, I will check it out.
Unlock your self-care and thrive.
Excellent. Okay, I will check it out. You keep doing all the amazing, amazing work that you're doing, sister. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.